Question 4. Okay, again we're going to simplify, but this time not all of these terms are like terms. Okay, because see how we have a P, we have a Q, and we also have a constant number. So we can't gather them all together, but what we can do is gather our like terms. So what I mean is P, there's no other P, is there? So P, there's no other like terms. So P, this one is going to be by itself. We can't really merge it with anything else. But see here, Q, they all end in Q, don't they? These three, they end in Q. So those are like terms, so we can gather those together. And then 2 is just a constant number, and there's no other constant numbers, so we just leave 2 as it is. We can't gather it up with anything. So I'm going to make it 12p as it is, and then here I'm going to gather my coefficients. So 9 minus 3 minus 8, and then stick that Q at the end. And then as I said, 2, we can't gather it with anything else, just stick it at the end as it is. Okay, and all we need to do now is simplify the bracket. So we have 12p, 9 minus 3 minus 8 should be negative 2. So we have negative 2q plus the 2 at the end. And that's it, we can't simplify any further because we don't have any more like terms. That's the idea. If you don't see any more like terms, you don't need to go any further. Okay, so that's our simplest form of the answer. Question 5, okay, again we're going to simplify, but again they're not all going to be like terms because see how the pronumerals are all different? So we only gather the ones that are like terms. So see how K and K here, we've got 6K and a negative 11K. These are like terms because they end in K. And we can see that 10D and minus 5D, these are also like terms because they end in D, which is the common pronumeral. Okay, so gather them up together, gather these together and gather these together. So the coefficients are 6 minus 11 and then we stick the K at the end. And the coefficients here are 10 and minus 5, and again stick the D at the end. Alright, so it's very simple, it's just really repetitive. So 6 minus 11 is negative 5 and then we stick the K, so negative 5K, and 10 minus 5 is 5, so 5D. And again, that's the simplest form. We can't go any further because we don't have any more like terms. Okay, so you just leave it as it is, and if you go like that, that's the full mark answer. Alright, again guys, this time you are going to be telling me what the like terms are. What kind of pronumerals do we have here? Yeah, we've got A, and we've also got a B. So we've got 2 different types of pronumerals. So 6A, and we've also got an A here. So I usually like to use different shapes to circle the same like terms. So for A, I'll use a circle. And then here, see how B is common? So this time I'll use like a triangle or something. You can use a square or a star or whatever you like. So let's gather the like terms together. So we'll gather the circles together and the triangles together. So again, work with the coefficients. So it's going to be 6 minus 12 with the A at the end, and minus 9 plus 7 with the B at the end. So gather the B's and gather the A's. Okay, 6 minus 12 is negative 6, so negative 6A, and negative 9 plus 7 is negative 2, so negative 2B. Okay, and that's the answer. I don't have to explain any further because hopefully you guys get the hang of it now. Simplify this one. Okay guys, a little bit different because we've got some squares involved, but don't be shocked by this. Just treat it the same way. Gather up the ones that are the same. So, is there anything else, any other terms that have A squared? Yes, we've got one here. I've got 8A squared. So these 2 are like terms. And we've also got 2A and negative 15A. They both have A in it, so those are like terms as well. So, gather these together, the coefficients. So 13 plus 8 with the A squared at the end, and 2 minus 15 with the A at the end. So remember guys, A squared and A, these are not like terms, so you can't gather them together, okay? So only the A squareds together and the A's together, they're separately. So that's going to be 21, 2 minus 15 is negative 13, okay? And I know they're both A's, but they're not like terms because one's A squared and the other one's A. They're not the same, okay? So that's the simplest form you can put it in. So that's the answer for the question 7.